Hello, and welcome to another video. Sorry it took me a while, and I've been gone for so long, but I just didn't know what to do a video on because everything's been kind of dead lately. But I think I have one for you today. Today we're going to be talking about the MCU. Because I just saw Thor Love and Thunder on last Thursday when it came out. And I didn't know how to address it, but there really is no nice way to really address this movie. And so I just thought I'd be, upfront with all of you and just say what I think about the movie, where I think Marvel is going, what Marvel should do from now on. For starters, the movie is a disappointment. I think it's a very big disappointment for everyone who wanted to see Gore and actually watch a good Thor movie. Because Gore is not in this movie for very long. He is in this movie for maybe 20 minutes, but doesn't have anything to do. Like, every time he's on the screen, it's very, very well performed. But they don't utilize Christian Bale enough. And a very big problem with that is if you're going to pay these big actors to play really good roles and you know they're good in these roles, why would you cut them? Like, why put them in the movie for so little? Especially when so many people go to see these characters, that their favorite characters. Because Gore is my favorite not MCU, but favorite Marvel villain. And I was really excited to see him be adapted on the big screen. But unfortunately, we did not see Gore the God Butcher. We just saw a guy named Gore with a sword that killed one god. Like, there was no butchering. Like, I wanted to see Gore being Gore. Like, I wanted to fear him. Like, I did not feel afraid of Gore at all. Like, it's so ridiculous that we have these writers that are for Marvel and Taika Waititi, like all these people, and Kevin Feige, who supposedly understand these characters, but yet they don't actually, know how to use them in movies. Like, it's so dumb, and it's so frustrating to see, especially as a Marvel fan who has watched Marvel and basically Marvel grow from Iron Man to now, and seeing what they're doing with this franchise. I think it is a disappointment to the fans. I think it's a real spit in our face because Marvel knows that they can do whatever they want and they're going to make millions of dollars off of our stupidity and looking dumb. Well, for that statement, I'm just done. I have to say it. I'm done with Marvel. I'm done with the MCU. They are not doing anything at all to progress or make me interested anymore. Like, they made Thor an idiot. Like, Thor is a joke in this movie. 95% of the shit that comes out of his mouth is setting up a joke or is a joke. Like, they've made Thor stupid for the sake of him being a more likable character. Like, Thor in Thor 1 and 2 were the best versions of Thor. Thor Ragnarok was good, but like, it had some funny moments which I don't like. Like, I don't like the whole Marvel comedy thing, because, like, if you make every character a comedian, then it downplays, like, characters like Deadpool, Spider-Man, who have those quips, that kind of have those fun moments of just being, like, having laughs and whatnot. But, like, they're not gonna have that same charm that they always do. Like, with Deadpool 3, I doubt, like, the jokes are gonna feel the same, or that his comedy's gonna feel the same, because then it's gonna be like, oh, well, Thor's the idiot dumbass that does jokes all the time, and literally every other character that lives and breathes in Marvel thinks they can be a fucking stand-up comedian. Like, it's just like, it kind of downplays the personality of other MCU characters that are funny, that have those quips. And it's just kind of frustrating that Marvel thinks that they have to make comedies now. Like, you don't have to do comedies to make good superhero movies. Like, it's baffling how much of a disappointment Thor Love and Thunder was. Because it was my most anticipated MCU movie for Phase 4. I was really looking forward to this. I had some high expectations for Gore the God Butcher, and it's just a spit in the face, and we're all clowns to Marvel. We're just people that'll give them $20, $20 to see this movie, $20. That is a scam. I would pay two. I'd pay two to go see this movie. And I know there's a 4-hour cut of this movie, but Taika says it's even worse than what we got, which makes no sense at all. Like, if you knew you had a bad movie on your hands, why make the movie at all? If you knew the movie wasn't good, why not go to Feige, be honest, say the movie's not good? And I have a reason why I think they didn't do that. Why they didn't delay the movie. Why they didn't actually take time to write a good script. Feige doesn't care. It's very clear with their visual effects. If you haven't heard, Marvel treats their visual effects artists like shit. They underpay them, they overwork them, and give them these very unrealistic visual deadlines for the visual effects, and it explains a lot. The visual effects in Thor: Love and Thunder are the worst I've seen in a Marvel movie. Phase 4 has had some really, really bad visual effects, and I don't think it's a secret. Like, it's pretty obvious the visual effects are horrendous, especially for She-Hulk. She-Hulk looks like fucking Fiona from Shrek. Like, it's not, the visual effects aren't good. And now it all makes sense. Marvel doesn't care about how they treat their workers. They just want the fucking project out on a certain date. They're not honest. They don't want to, delay projects because of the visual effects. That is one thing DC does better than Marvel. That Marvel will ever do. Is be honest with the fan base. They were like, we're delaying Black Adam, we're delaying Flash, and we're delaying Aquaman. But it's not like, oh, we're just delaying them, delay them. They were like, the visual effects aren't going to be done by the time the movie by the time we planned for the movie to release. We're going to delay them so we can make the visual effects better. Like, do that. Like, there's no problem with delaying the MCU or delaying the movie. Like, if it's a good movie and it's going to bring us in and tell a really good story and really bring us into the world of the MCU, fans aren't going to care if the movie gets delayed. No one's going to care. They're just going to be glad that they were honest and we're like, hey, the movie needs some tweaks. It's not the best movie. It's not what we wanted. So we're going to delay it. Like, just be honest. You don't have to mistreat workers and then make impossible deadlines for them to finish the visual effects to the point where they're like telling people don't work for Marvel. They're telling these visual effects people don't work for Marvel. So, like, Marvel's just shooting themselves in the foot. But for what they should do, like, what are you going to do with the MCU? Like, you have shown me nothing. In all of these projects, you have shown me some really shitty storytelling, some really shitty visual effects, and no story. You've shown me nothing. You've dropped hints of certain things, but, like, that's it. You've shown me nothing that makes me want to continue watching Marvel, makes me invested in the MCU. I don't care. I don't care anymore. And I think a lot of people are starting to wake up and realize that they just don't care. Like, after I saw Thor, half the theater left. They didn't even stay for the post-credit scenes. Like, no one cares anymore. Marvel thinks we're a joke. That we're just some paycheck. Like, $20 for a movie that's going to be a disappointment, a letdown, shitty visual effects, shitty storytelling. Like, no one wants to see that. Nobody wants to watch that. I don't want to watch it. Like, I'm not even excited for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. We haven't even gotten a trailer. We haven't even seen what they're going to do with Black Panther. Like, that movie, I hope it's good. If it's not, Marvel, you better protect yourselves, because this is the last straw. I think it will be the last straw for a lot of Marvel fans, especially when you haven't even told us what you're doing with Black Panther, because Chadwick's not here anymore, which is a really sad thing to say, and it's a really sad thing to realize, but, like, he's not here anymore. What are you going to do? You have yet to tell us. You have yet to give us a trailer. You've yet to give us an idea of what you are going to do. Like, what's the plan? I get you're like, we'll see soon. But, like, I don't want you to be straight up tell us, like, and we have to watch, like, Comic-Con or something, or, like, hear it from third-party sources. Like, I just want to be able to go to a movie, enjoy it, and then feel like a kid again, and then at the end be excited because I know what's coming next. Instead of them being like, oh, yeah, well, no, here's this really half-assed movie. Like, it's frustrating to see something you love and care about and you grew up with and something that has grown with you just get shit on and have the corporate companies take over and ruin the movie. So I think I'm done with Marvel. I think I don't want to invest time in it. I don't think it's worth anyone's time anymore. I think DC's movies that they have slated are going to be way better than anything Phase 4 has had to offer. I think that if you want to watch a Marvel movie, just wait for Disney Plus. Pay your $8 a month because that's all this movie's worth. These movies are worth. Like, I walk out of these movies. The only movie that I was like, wow, I really got my money's worth was Spider-Man No Way Home. Like, every other movie, I was like, I was scammed. There's no way this movie I just watched was worth $20. Like, honestly, that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to wait for Disney Plus to release their shows, their movies. I didn't even watch Miss Marvel because it just didn't look good to me. It didn't look like a show for me. Like, I heard that they made her a mutant now, which is kind of cool, I guess, that they're finally introducing mutants after 5 years. But, like, that's it. They drop breadcrumbs and, like, for no reason. Like, they don't build towards anything. It's just like, we're going to introduce mutants at some point. They're here. We'll just introduce them at some point. It's like, there's no story. It's like, I get you think you have it planned out and that you like to be secretive, but there's a point to being secretive, and then there's a point from keeping us in the dark and having it affect what you're making. And it's affecting what you're making because you're just making movies at this point that just... Marvel is known for connecting everything. It's known for building towards something. You're not building towards anything. So the fans are just like left in the dark. Like, what are you doing? Like, why do we care? Why should we keep watching Marvel? And the point is, it's like, you shouldn't. They don't care. They don't care about the product they're putting out. So why should you care and invest the time to go to the movies and see what Marvel has? Because I can tell you, I have a feeling Black Panther 2 is not going to be a good movie. I have very, very, very low expectations for that movie, which sucks because I loved the first Black Panther. It's in my top 5. And it sucks to see that something like that, something that was so good, end up being a disappointment. Because Marvel's in the dark and they don't want to tell us about what they're doing, how they're going to deal with the Chadwick Boseman situation. Like, I get you like to keep your secrets, but there's a point to where the secrets start affecting the product. And it starts making people doubt. This is one of those times. I am now doubting, and I'm pretty sure a couple people are doubting, that Black Panther 2 is actually going to be good. Because we've yet to see or have them hear about Black Panther. Like, with all the leaked merchandise, we have yet to see Black Panther on any of it. Like, Marvel, you should have stopped at Endgame. You should have stopped while you were ahead. We wouldn't have complained. No one would have complained. Because that's what the story we were promised. That's the story we were here to listen to and be told. Was the story of the Infinity Saga. Now after, you're just trying to make a quick buck now. So, you cannot have my money, Marvel. Alright, you're not taking my money. Disney, you can take my $8 a month. I know you work with Marvel, but Marvel's not getting my $20 every month to go see a Marvel movie that's going to be a complete disappointment. I just don't care anymore. I don't care. I'm going to go watch real movies like Avatar 2 Everything Everywhere, which was a fantastic movie that's going to win Best Picture. It has to. If it doesn't, there's something wrong with the Academy. But, like, Marvel has no identity anymore. It has no flavor. It has no character. It's just another movie that sucks, that we watch and forget about as soon as we walk out of the theater. And it sucks to say that. It really fucking does. But, you know, what are you going to do? The only way we could actually get our voices heard and, you know, have people or Marvel hear us is if we just decide to stop watching the movies. If we all come together as a community, as a fan base for Marvel, and say, Marvel, we are not going to watch your movies. Fix it. We want something good. We don't want to be taken for fools. But no one's going to do that. No one is going to band together. Because here's the thing. The community doesn't care. We're just like, more Marvel content. Take my money. Instead of actually thinking, this is new Marvel content. But is it something I want to watch? Is it something that I want to see? It's just, no, here, take my money. Like, it's, all of it's a disappointment. Like, I haven't seen, like, anybody actually care about these newer movies coming out. Like, they all suck. Spider-Man No Way Home was the only good one. Even then, the visual effects were kind of spotty sometimes, but we all know why. So it's just sucks. Really just sucks. So, this is my last video, I think, on the MCU. Until they get their shit together. Or honestly, I think I'm done. This is someone who has lived and breathed Marvel their entire life. And had their father introduce it to them. And have them fall in love with this world. And then watch it get shit on. Just sucks to say it, you know. To just say that you're done. That you're just gonna stop. You're gonna throw away what you love because the people who make what you love don't care about it. It sucks as someone who loves Marvel to finally say it. I'm done and I don't care. Whoever is running Marvel, if it is Kevin Feige that's doing this, you killed Marvel. I don't know if that's what you planned on doing, but you've done it. And I'm just going to sit in the background, watch my Star Wars, watch my DC movies, and watch as Marvel slowly burns to the ground. Because they have no plan. They have no idea what they're doing. Sucks. Really fucking sucks. And I know I have no platform, so this video is probably not going to go anywhere. No one's going to see this video. But that's okay. I just want it out there. And if people watch this and do want to share it, go ahead and share it. And let's come together as a Marvel community and stand up for what we love. Don't forget to subscribe.